Tell me about your first spring training as a manager. What's that mean?
So far, I mean, it's been outstanding. I got the opportunity to go to big league camp and just learn from those guys and see what it's all about on this side of things, and just the opportunity to manage in Hillsboro, being able to go back to that place I'm so fond of and enjoy it.
What makes Hillsboro so nice?
The facility obviously is immaculate. The weather is great during that time of year, and the fans, for a rookie ball situation, I haven't seen one better.
Last year, your first year with the Hops, hitting instructor, did you dream that the following year you'd get to manage a team?
I'd always hoped, years and years ago, that one day I'd be able to manage, and the opportunity came up this year, and Mike Bell asked me if I'd like to do it, and I said, of course, I'd love to, and being able to go back with the likes of Drabek and Ben Petrick, to be able to go to Hillsboro and do it there, can't ask for anything more.
Well, as a catcher, you're kind of, you're the captain of what's happening on the field anyway, working closely with the pitchers, working closely with the defense. And so I would imagine that that's kind of groomed you for this opportunity, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you're the only guy that's kind of seeing the whole field, and you have to work with the pitching staff and put up with some of their shenanigans sometimes. And, you see the hitting side of things. So you get the whole perspective.
Who were the managers that influenced you the most?
Lloyd McClendon was a big influence. Dave Clark was a big influence. Dave Tremblay was a big influence. There were quite a few. Jay Laviglio was a big influence. So a lot of guys that, even working with Andy Green my first year, I got to learn a lot from him as well. So it's been a good ride.
What kind of manager will you be? A small ball kind of guy? Or does it really basically depend on the kind of personnel you have?
Yeah, it's absolutely dependent on the personnel. I'd love to be able to sit back and just watch them bang and see them around the pillows. But at the same time, if I have to be active, stealing bases, hit and run, all that stuff, bunting when we have to, we'll do that too.
At what point will the Hops roster start being formulated?
After the draft. They'll start doing it after draft. It's usually about 50% of our team comes from the draft, so it'll be half and half with what we have here and then what we get from the draft.
And yet you guys have some players in a short season work group here that could be ticketed for Hillsboro or Missoula or the Arizona League, right?
Right. I mean, they could go to any of those three, and they could be releases after we get guys from the draft, so you just never know what's going to happen.
Extended spring training, it can be a grind. Have you been involved prior to last year with Extended?
I wasn't as a player, but 2 years of coaching in it. I have a good idea. I was a hitting coach, so it'd be my first time managing in it, but I had 2 years of experience coaching it, so I know a little bit about it.
Yeah. What's the toughest thing about Extended?
It is. I mean, you use the word grind, and that's exactly what it is. Spring training is easy because there's so many people here of influence. It's easy to get up for the games for the players and try to impress people. But when it's just us and, it starts to get up to over 100 degrees every day, it gets tough.
Tell me a little bit more about your thoughts on the facility there in Hillsboro.
It's unbelievable. I mean, that's the word that I use, with the 2 indoor batting cages, the wonderful field, how it is, and then the atmosphere during the game. I mean, it's just great. KL's done a wonderful job with the ownership group and making it a nice atmosphere for us, as players and as staff. So it's a great place to be.
Yeah, and I bet you spent a lot of time this winter thinking about this summer, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get the opportunity to do something like this, you look forward to it, and, I just can't wait for that time to get here.
Your goal eventually down the road to manage in the big leagues?
I'd love to. As a player, that's what you want to do. You want to play in the big leagues, and if you're a coach, you'd like to coach in the big leagues. So it's something that you dream of.